All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Cha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, there's an article here, all right, published September 18th, which is today. And it says NHS worker brutally beaten in face or in face mask confrontation in disturbing video from London police. All right, and as you can see, you know, images. All right, he has a fist. Da da da. That looks like the dude over there. All right, now let's read it. It says a disturbing video was released by Scotland Yard showing an unruly passenger attacking and leaving unconscious an NHS test and trace worker after an argument over wearing the mandatory mask erupted on a bus in North London. And that's the key point right there. Okay, it was a test and trace worker. Okay, and you got to understand that, and this was over a mask. This was over a mask. So you think if Esau came to try and force a vaccine or try to physically, remove you from it, like that kind of confrontation, all right, do you think that Jake, all right, mainly, all right, and these other nations would just sit there and allow them to come into your house and take your family and, take you or force you to get a vaccine? Okay. Now, if that is what they plan to do, which it is, then they understand that they're going to need to come with physical force. Because if they come with guys like this, they're going to end up with scenarios like this. Hence, Trump mentioned the military. Okay, how they going to use the military because they're very powerful and very quickly. Because they understand that if you come into somebody's house telling them what to do, or if you make a mandate that majority of people do not agree with, because majority of the people do not plan on taking or they don't want to take this vaccine. So now if you're forcing it out, you need power. That's why they mentioned the U.S. Marshals and the Army and all other forces that they can get, because people are not gonna sit here quietly and just you know go with this, and that's gonna cause all right civil unrest. Okay, you're gonna have civil unrest dealing with the election. You're gonna have civil unrest dealing with people who are fighting back, which they're gonna be labeled anti-vaxxers. Okay, you going it's gonna be chaotic because people are gonna get to the point where they're gonna be backed into a corner and they're just gonna strike back. They're gonna say, you know what, to hell with this. As it tells you in Second Ezra the 15th chapter, all right, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, so it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna say, to hell with you, to hell with your mandates, to hell with all that. They're fighting back. All right, if people are protesting over, you know, I guess you could call it police brutality, so on and so forth. How much more for what they would see as a violation of their rights? Now it says Metropolitan Police have asked the public for information on the suspect who violently punched the 63-year-old victim who happened to work for the NHS on August 23rd, releasing a CCTV video showing the dramatic encounter. The video shows the suspect, a young black man wearing a white shirt, uh, and a blue baseball cap but no face covering, attacking the 63-year-old without any warning. He repeatedly punches the NHS worker until he falls to the ground motionless. Even afterwards, the attacker kicks his victim multiple times before jumping out of the open doors. All right. It says, okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, he really went in, all over a mask. So if you're gonna if you're gonna send track and trace, whatever you test and trace, whatever you want to call them, you better make sure they got reinforcements. Okay, because obviously if you send in somebody, you're gonna have situations like this arise. Because there's gonna be people who are just not gonna tolerate. Nah, I'm not doing that. You know. Now it says the man was left unconscious, and all and all the victim remembers is waking up in the hospital. Met Police said in a statement. Oh, and what is this? This is just another excuse to now get more harsh and more stricter with those who are actually doing the test and trace or track and trace job. Now they're saying, well, if we just send in regular people, we could have situations like this occur. So what do we do? How do we make sure that we're having these people comply? Um, It says, Met Police said in a statement, we think that the attacker, who had his face covering beneath his chin, took offense when the victim, who was fully covered, consciously moved away from him, they suggested. Would you look at that? Passengers are required to wear a mask on public transport across UK unless they have underlying health conditions. Altercations over compulsory face coverings is becoming more common once again. Okay, so now the problem is being pitched. It's becoming a problem. It's becoming more common. So what do we do? You see how it works? They institute a solution that they know is bogus and they know has a lot of faults in it, but they still do it anyway. So that when they bring the solution that they really want to bring, they can be justified by saying, well, we tried this and it didn't work, so now let's try this. When in reality, what they wanted to try the whole time is the second solution that they're bringing. So, oh, let's send test and trace people out here. Oh, they're getting their ass beat. Okay, now let's send the military out there to fill that position. All right, they ain't gonna be able to do that to the military. All right. It says last month a French waiter was stabbed by a visitor trying to enter a beachfront restaurant without his face covered. And in July, a French bus driver was left brain dead after being beaten by a group he had refused to let on board because they were all not wearing face masks. You see? And once again, these are just the face masks. Okay? How much more for the vaccine? Which the face mask, they don't really care as much for that as they do the vaccine. So that's why there's been different accounts, but they haven't really taken any drastic measures to stop things like this from happening. But when the vaccine comes out, they're gonna push. They're gonna push heavily on that because they want a lot of people to take it. So at that point, if people are refusing, they're gonna find solutions for it really quickly. Okay, to leave you no wiggle room, no area, no nothing, man. Okay, and they're gonna use force, man, and it's not gonna end, all right, in peace. Okay, it's not gonna end in peace. As a matter of fact, all right, let's use the scripture to read the atmosphere. Okay, because right now, Ecclesiastes. Right now, people think that we're in a time of peace. All right, so this is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and that's what's called a balance. Okay, the scriptures tell you in Proverbs that a false balance is an abomination to the Most High. So to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Okay, so there's a time for everything. Now I'm just gonna jump to the part, verse 3: a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Now notice how the violent part comes first. Time to kill and then a time to heal. A time to break down and then a time to build up. And right now, we're in the time of breaking down, of the Lord breaking down this society so he can build up our kingdom. Okay? A time to weep and a time to laugh. The weeping comes first once again. What does it tell you in Isaiah 65? What that they shall weep and we shall laugh. My servant shall laugh, shall sing for joy of heart, and they will mourn for anguish of spirit. It says a time to mourn and a time to dance. Okay? Um, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Right now, we're not in the time of embracing everybody. Okay? A time to get and a time to lose, and a lot of people about to lose their lives, and a lot of people also about to gain salvation. A time to keep and a time to cast away. Okay? Here it is. A time to love and a time to hate. Right now, what did the Lord say? Matthew 24, because of iniquity, all right, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So now in Jacob's trouble ain't going to be the time to love. All right, it's going to be a time of great hate, which is going to influence great destruction, great death, great calamities. It says a time of war and a time of peace. And right now, we're in a time of war. We're not in a time of peace, man. That's why these people are going to get caught slipping. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, they think we're in a time of peace. Okay? But clearly, we're not. Clearly, Esau's getting ready to come back with more severe laws than he had before. All right? This is from BBC.com. It says COVID, new restrictions in Northwest Midlands and West Yorkshire. Okay? Um, and when you read, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but when you read like a couple points here, it says tighter restrictions will come in force or into force in Lancashire, Merseyside, parts of Midlands and West Yorkshire after significant increases in COVID-19 cases, the government has said. Check this out. New rules ban separate households from meeting each other at home or in private gardens. Okay? So you want to meet your friend, you want to meet your whatever it is. Oh no, you separate households. You better stay apart. Okay, you better stay apart. And then it goes into other measures. Uh, Residents are also advised only to use public transport for essential purposes. They are also asked to avoid attending amateur or semi-professional sports events as spectators. And they're basically coming back, but this time notice how they're doing it very early. The second they're hearing cases, they're already putting into place the laws that they had in place before. And this is only the beginning. So as things ramp up, they're only going to step it up from here. So prepare yourself. All right, because you're gonna have on the one hand people that are not gonna take this too well, and they're gonna fight back, and that's gonna cause a lot of tension and chaos. And as the scripture said, there's a time to everything. And right now we're in a time of war, we're in a time of destruction, but we're also in a time of great deliverance. So it's a balance. All right. So with that, I hope you were edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.